Now, in example 5, I have a situation where I have a radical in the denominator. So once again, we get to rationalize our denominator. And I know this is a problem, and this is a process we love, having to rationalize these denominators. My situation, I have 11 minus the square root of 2 over 6 plus the square root of 3. I can't have my radical in the denominator. But since I have two terms here, the way that we get rid of it is to multiply by the conjugate. Just like when we had the imaginaries, if you remember doing that. So I have to multiply by the same thing with the opposite sign in the middle, which in this case is 6 minus the square root of 3. Same thing, opposite signs in the middle. Now when we do that, that means I have to FOIL the numerator and also the denominator. And here's what happens. On the top part here, if I multiply my numerators, 11 times 6 is 66. The outside, 11 times negative square root of 3 is minus 11 square root of 3. Inside is negative 6 square root of 2. And then last, negative square root of 2 times negative square root of 3 is plus the square root of 6 over, FOIL the denominators here, 6 times 6 is 36. Outside, 6 times negative square root of 3 minus 6 square root of 3. The inside, 6 times the square root of 3 is plus 6 square root of 3. And then last, square root of 3 times the negative square root of 3 is the negative square root of 9. Now, if you look at the numerator, I only can add and subtract radicals if the index is the same, if they're all square roots, which they are, and if what's underneath is the same. They're not. So I really can't do anything to simplify the top here. But in the bottom, the negative 6 square root of 3, positive 6 square root of 3 cancels out. And the square root of 9 is really 3. It's negative 3. Which means my final answer, the top stays the same, can't do anything. Over 36 minus 3 is 33. Okay, so in this case, our problem looks a little bit messy just because we couldn't simplify anything at the end. Sometimes you'll be able to combine some of these radicals in the top, sometimes you can't, just like what we have here.